Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about Mainline, going Mainline. So as a flight attendant, as a regional flight attendant, whenever I'm talking to other flight attendants, one of the main questions that they ask is, am I going to Mainline? When am I applying? Have I applied? Am I leaving to go to Mainline? Mainline, 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 like that's all they talk about. I don't really know the best way to explain regional versus mainline, but the best way that I can explain it is mainline is just smaller aircrafts working only within the US, and mainline is the larger aircrafts with more people and you fly around the world, plus the US. So that's the best way that I can explain that. Flight attendants are always asking me about mainline, and when we're in conversation, I always ask them, like, why do you want to do mainline? Like, what's the reason? And it's always these two reasons. Number one is that you get paid more. You get paid more as a mainline flight attendant than you do with a regional. Number two, you can travel around the world. Here's the thing, I understand that you're getting paid more, but I feel like this goes over a lot of regional flight attendants' heads, is that you're getting paid more because you're doing more work. You're doing more work, okay? You went from 75 passengers on a plane to 200 passengers on a plane. You're doing more work. You have to attend to more people, and you have to do it for a longer flight time. So with regional, it may be 1 to 3 hour flight. You will be interacting with people, with these same passengers, for an 8-hour flight. That's a long time. So you're gonna get compensated for attending to all of those people for a longer time. And of course you have, more staff with you, other flight attendants to help you, but still, it's still work in itself. So you're still going to work more than what you did at a regional airline. Another thing that I wanted to point out is, as a mainline flight attendant, I feel that you'll be in a constant state of jet lag, because there's a big difference when you're a regional flight attendant and I'm going from LA to Chicago back to LA. That's, a little jet lag. Mainline is LA, Tokyo, back to LA. That's a big difference. That's a big time zone difference. And then just imagine doing that flight and then only getting 1 day off and then going back to work. That day off, basically you're gonna sleep the whole day because your body is just off and you just wanna rest and regroup for the next day of work. You don't even have time to run errands or hang out with friends. I just feel like your quality of life is just gonna go down a little bit because you're gonna always have to make time to rest and regroup, because it's such a big time difference that you're going through all the time if you're traveling to these different countries and coming back to America with such a short time off. Another topic that I wanted to discuss is the flight departure times. So with regional, like I've told you guys, when I was in Denver, last flight left at 6:30. Here in Dallas, last flight will leave around 10:30. Even sometimes I have to factor in a delay, 10:30 to maybe 11:30. However, with mainline, those flights can be as late as 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m., and then if you have to factor in a delay, that delay can now make that flight 2:30 a.m., 3:30 a.m. And it's just like, ugh, like, who wants to work at 1 a.m.? Who wants to work at 3 a.m.? Not me. Basically, with that being said, you'll be in a constant state of jet lag, and you'll have to plan out more time to just regroup, rest, and recover, on top of having just a very off sleeping schedule. Like my sleeping schedule right now as a regional flight attendant can sometimes get a little, wacky, but I can always get it back if I'm off for, 2 days. I don't know if I can just snap back into it if I'm going to Tokyo and coming back to Dallas, and then now I gotta go to Spain in 3 days. Like, that's too much on the body for me personally. So with that being said, you just have to consider, yes, you're getting paid more, but at what expense? Because there's always an expense. It's not just, oh, you're just getting free money. There's no free money. You're going to exchange something, time, your efforts, your strength, something for that little extra couple dollars that you're getting, Now, I also want to make this disclaimer that if you are a regional flight attendant and you are transitioning to mainline, yes, I do feel that what you're doing as a regional flight attendant is slight work to what you will be doing as a mainline flight attendant. If you're going from never being a flight attendant to just jumping into mainline, you don't have anything to compare. You don't have anything to compare the workload to. So I think it's better to just go out the gate into mainline, so then you can just be appreciative for what you're doing instead of having to look back like, oh, I didn't do this much work when I was regional, and I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't have to do this. So that's how I feel, and that's something that I would be thinking about. Now let's get into the travel aspect. My coworkers are always talking about, oh, I can't wait to work mainline, it's so much better, and we get to travel out of the country, go to cool places, yada yada yada. And it's just like, okay, let's reel it back, let's get real here, because right now I'm a regional flight attendant and I'm on reserve. And I have yet, it's been a couple months now, and I've never had an overnight in California. I've never been to Vegas. I've been to Vegas outside of work, but I haven't been to Vegas like as an overnight. Never had Vegas as an overnight. Basically what I'm trying to get at is that I've never had a super fun overnight, because all of these senior flight attendants have taken those flights, and they bid for those, they get those cool flights and layovers are taken. So I'm left with the not bucket list worthy places like Eugene and Bismarck and I don't even know, like places that I just was never thinking about, and I don't want to go, but it's work, so I have to go. With that being said, if I'm a regional flight attendant and I'm not going to the cool places because the senior people have taken them, why would I go to mainline and get cool places? I wouldn't, because the senior people are going to get them, and I'm gonna be left with the boring places once again. Like, I don't know if people don't think about that, and if you are not a flight attendant, you don't really get what I'm saying. But let me make a quick example. So let's say we have 4 people. We have Gretchen, Bob, Sally, and then there's you. So Gretchen, she's been in the game. She's been a flight attendant for like 20 years now. Then there's, who did I say? Bob, maybe about 11. And then Sally, 5, and there's you. You're fresh, you just finished training. So now there are 4 flights, 4 different flight destinations, right, that need to be covered. There's Thailand, Barbados, Jamaica, Bismarck. So of course we have Sally, who gets to choose first. She hasn't been to Thailand in forever because, you know, we've been wearing masks, we've been in new times, and Thailand just opened up. So not Sally, Gretchen. Gretchen takes Thailand. Boom. Bob's gonna take Barbados because he's like, I haven't been there. Then what did I say? Did I say Jamaica was left? Did I make Jamaica? I think I made Jamaica the 3rd one. Okay, now it's Sally. Sally gets to choose next because that's the order of seniority. And even though Sally has been to Jamaica so many times, she'd rather go to Jamaica over Bismarck. So she takes Jamaica. Now, there's you. You don't have an option. You have what's left. And you're gonna get Bismarck. Bismarck is in North Dakota. Oh, and it's Christmas. So you're gonna go to Bismarck for Christmas. Oh, or you could call out. Actually, you can't call out because you're on probation, number 1, and number 2, you can't call out during holidays. So yeah, you're just stuck with Bismarck, or you can quit. Those are your 2 options. And that's what it's gonna be like. Like, that's the reality. So you think that you're gonna get all these cool places, but you're not. And you have to work your way up. And it may take a long time until you get to see Thailand and all these other places. Like, you have to think that because we're in new times, because the 19 has showed up, you have to think about that not only are these other fun places closed and have new restrictions, but the senior people haven't been able to go to those fun places in a long time. So the minute that they can go to these fun places for work, or these fun, you know, bucket list destinations like Madrid and Tokyo and things like that, as soon as they have a flight that can take them there for work, they're gonna take it. And if they don't take it, Sally, Bob, and everyone else is gonna take it. And trust me, you are at the bottom of a list of 1,000. I doubt that you're going to be going to Tokyo in your first year of working Mainline. That's just the reality. That's not even me trying to like speak negativity into your life. Like, that's the reality of it, especially during these times. So that's just something to think about. And also, I know that you guys are watching a lot of videos on YouTube and you're seeing all these flight attendants with their cool life, going to cool places, yada, 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 and they're saying, yes, you should be a flight attendant. Like, look, you may be watching a YouTuber that's a flight attendant that's, let's say she's in Madrid, right? She's been a flight attendant for like 7 years now, okay? You're not gonna be in Madrid 1 month in, okay? No, that's not how this thing goes. You're getting very much Bismarck for the first couple months. So, like, you just have to remember that, okay, whoever you're watching, you need to see how long they've been a flight attendant, because that will tell you a lot about why they love their job so much, okay? Because they're out of the mud of things. They have their own flexibility. They can choose where they want to go. Once you become a flight attendant, you're at the mercy of the company. You're gonna do whatever you have to do, whatever they tell you to do. Because we're in a new time and we're wearing masks and things like that, the company needs are always changing. You know, if you're, let's say LA is a senior base, because we're in new times, they may need more people at that base. You know, a base in Phoenix, they might shut that base down based on company needs. Anything can happen. So it's just any advice that you're given, you have to keep in mind that things happen, things change, things are changing every single day. Okay? So don't be listening to a flight attendant that's been a flight attendant for 20 years. Like, she's talking about things that training from 20 years ago. Training is virtual now. Her advice does not apply. You want to talk to a flight attendant who just became a flight attendant, okay? Who's fresh out the gates. The most recent will have like the most current advice to give. I don't recommend getting advice from someone who's been a flight attendant for years. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. In conclusion, when it comes to me personally, I'm good where I'm at. I'm content with regional. You know, when I asked the universe to make me a flight attendant, I did not say mainline or regional. I just said flight attendant, and I got what I asked for. If I wanted more, I should have been more specific, but I wasn't. So I got exactly what I asked for. I asked for Dallas, got Dallas. I'm good. I'm good on all my wishes with this job. When it comes to doing mainline, I personally wouldn't do mainline because, one, I don't want to go through training again because it's even longer than it was with my own company, which was only a month. With mainline, those are 2 months, 6 weeks, whatever the case may be. I don't want to go through training again. That was just draining. It was just draining. It's not even that it was hard, it was draining. And it was like every single day, only 2 days off, waking up early. I'm not doing that again. Number 2, I would not do mainline because commuting, like, I don't want to commute. You know, people always say, oh, well, with mainline, you'll probably get where you want to be based. Probably, or probably not. Because I just knew up and down that I was going to get Dallas when I went to training, and I didn't. I got Denver. So, and I had to wait 4 months until I got Dallas. Commuting was not fun, and I don't want to do that again. And especially with flying picking up, now it's harder to commute because everybody and their mom is flying. So it's harder to fly. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna take my blessings and I'm just gonna stay at Dallas and make it work. That's just me personally. When it comes to the benefit of traveling outside the US for work, yes, that's cool, but also I can just travel on my days off. That's the trade-off. Travel on my days off. Here's my whole thing when it comes to the money aspect. Yes, mainline gets paid more. However, if you continuously chase money, you will never have enough. You will literally never have enough. So, I mean, I discuss my mindset about money and wealth and, you know, the revolving door in my other video about, I think it's called like Our Flight Attendant's Broke. I don't remember what it's called, but just go to the videos to see. However, for me, it's about mindset. There are other ways to generate more income than chasing another job, you know, and chasing money all the time. If you follow your passions, the money will come. And that's how I feel about the aspect of money when it comes to if I'm gonna do regional or mainline. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to where I'm at. I'm content here with working regional. The pros outweigh the cons, and I'm happy with that. You know, with any job, there's gonna be pros and cons. And if the pros outweigh the cons now, I don't think I wanna risk leaving here, going to training, and then going to mainline. And what if the cons outweigh the pros? That would not work out for me. I would not be happy. And if I had to commute, I would be so upset. So I'm gonna stay where I'm at, and I'm happy with that. But those are just my thoughts. I hope you guys consider all of these options if you are deciding to go from regional to mainline. Like I said, if you're going straight out the jump to mainline, that's better because you don't have anything to compare it to. But definitely research and look into what you're getting into. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and see you in the next one. Bye.